Son of the Morning here, and you're back here watching another new comic review. This time we're looking at Protector number 2 from Image Comics. Before we get started, just want to make a comment here. I think that the cover art here is absolutely beautiful. If you watched my review of Protector number 1, I wasn't so complimentary of the cover art, but this one I do think is really good. In the last issue, we basically found out that we're in sort of a post-apocalyptic world in the regions surrounding the Hudson Bay. And there's different tribes that have different land, and they are often warring with each other. And we know that one of the cities of one of the capitals of these regions, a place called Shikka-go, is going to be under attack. As well, we know that this is our main character. In the first issue, she's a priestess who is supposed to marry somebody, and she runs away. So she runs away, hides, falls down a hole, and finds this guy, which I'm referring to as a NATO Sentinel, because he looks like a Sentinel and he has a NATO badge on his shoulder. At any rate, we'll get into the review of the comic itself here, and we'll say first, we'll give credit where credit is due. Written by Simon Roy and Daniel Benson, drawn by Artem Trakhanov, colored by Jason Wordie, letters by Hassan Otsman Aliyu, and logo design by Richard Ballerman, cover by James Warren. So, we start off here, the Sentinel guy, NATO Sentinel, has just saved our main character. Her name is Mari, or Mary. We'll call her Mari because I think that's what it is by its spelling. Has just saved her from the people that were trying to retrieve her. She thinks that he's her god because she's come to save him. And he's very confused. This is a very interesting character, our NATO Sentinel. Our NATO Sentinel has a personality. He's very quirky. He's kind of funny. He's definitely comic relief in this story. He definitely has a little bit of a C-3PO vibe going for him. Maybe a little less annoying. But so she tells him that they can't be out in the open. They have to go, and because they're gonna get attacked. So she at first thought that he was a demon, but since he's not a demon, he has to be her god. So and she starts explaining to him the sort of religion that she belongs to. It's very similar to the Judeo-Christian sort of thing, with different names and stuff like that. She is able to talk in English, the old language as they say, because she's a priestess, and so they need to go and hide. So I'll flip the page here. So as they're going, she's telling him about the demons, and the demons are these, she refers to them as metal-skinned warrior things. One comes here to get one. You can see he's wants to know what's going on. What is that? She tells him that it's a demon. We see the demon coming down here. And as the story is going on, she is sort of providing NATO Sentinel with some background on the lore of her people and things like that. So as this demon is approaching, the NATO Sentinel uses his powers to take it out. as you can see there. You just boom. And this is actually, I really love the art on this page. It's really good. Really nice use of color. It's very colorful in the middle, but dark and shaded at the bottom. I really like that sort of effect there. Now, flip to a week later, and this is in a different place here, and in the last issue, one of the things that came up is that the way that these tribes would act, they would be following what was known as a deva, which was like basically a floating, I don't know, a floating leader that would give them knowledge, tell them what's right, what's wrong, what needs to be done, things like that. And you can see here that the deva has been killed, and this is shocking to everyone that they can't believe that a deva could be killed. Now, this guy over here is explaining that to his underling that of course devas can be killed. Devas are in all of us. We all have that ability to become great. He talks about how he's the first knife because he stood there while his father killed a demon and this, that, the other thing. So he knows that people can ascend to become devas. And it's kind of funny, the response is, you have a lot of faith in a childhood memory and hand's length of old metal. Really funny stuff there. Now, so they take off from the area here where they have the dead deva. Now we're in Shikka-go, which I mentioned was going to be under attack, and clearly Shikka-go is under attack. It's smoking, burning, that sort of thing. Some really great art in these battle scenes here. It's absolutely fantastic. Not much more you can say except just look on and admire it. It really is really, really nice stuff. And so then flip forward here. More battle. They're trying to put a stop to it. Battle, battle, battle. And they finally do have this is the big cannon. They got the big cannon and they shoot off the big cannon for the big explosion, and that causes the invaders to retreat. So they're retreating, and here we go on this side. Why are they retreating? Well, they've just seen the power of what they would view as a god. They took a blast from NATO Sentinel, and that was enough to scare them off. It was enough for them to take a look at what's going on. And Mary is very she's a priestess, so we know she's a high-ranking person. She takes her little helmet off and says, "Surrender or die." And then she says, someone says, "He is risen," and she replies, or she says, "He is risen," and all of the soldiers reply, "He is risen indeed, hallelujah." So, at the conclusion of this issue here, it appears that Mari and her people think that NATO Sentinel, or NATO C-3PO Sentinel, is now God. It's not the first time C-3PO's been looked at as a god, though, is it? And that is the end of the story. So, like I said, I really like the cover art on this story. I really like this story in general. I'm very glad that I picked it up in the first place with issue 1. I really like where things are going. We're only dealing with 1 or 2 of the main tribes that they introduced in the first issue, so we know there's a lot more to come, especially out of these two here. So please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It all helps. We're a new channel here, just getting going, wanting to grow it. Every subscription counts, every like counts. So this is the Son of the Morning, and we will talk to you on the next video.